I never believed one dinner could change a man forever. But that night, sitting across a small candlelit table, a single dad's heart was quietly shattered in a way no one saw coming. He thought he was there to find hope. Instead, he walked straight into betrayal, a broken bar, and a final act that almost broke him completely. What makes this story unforgettable isn't the cruelty, it's what kindness did afterward. Because sometimes, the deepest wounds become the place where humanity shines the brightest. Before the story begins, take a moment to support the channel. If stories of kindness, hope, and unexpected life lessons move your heart, please subscribe, like this video, and share your thoughts in the comments. You're watching Kindness World, where one story can change the way you see people forever. Now, let me tell you about Daniel. Daniel was 38, tired in a quiet way, the kind that settles into your bones. He worked long hours fixing VAC systems across the city, hands rough, back sore, but his eyes always softened when he talked about his 8-year-old daughter, Lily. She was his world. Ever since her mother left years ago, Daniel had learned how to braid hair, pack lunches with little notes, and smile even when money was tight. Blind dates weren't something Daniel enjoyed. He felt out of place in restaurants where people talked about vacations and promotions. But when a coworker insisted and helped him set up an online profile, Daniel agreed to try. "You deserve happiness," she said. He wasn't sure, but he hoped. That's how he met Claire. Claire seemed different from the start. She was warm, curious, and laughed easily. She said she worked in management and kept details vague. Daniel liked that. He didn't want impressing, he just wanted honesty. They chatted for weeks before meeting, mostly about family, values, and simple dreams. Claire listened when Daniel talked about Lily. Really listened. When they finally agreed to meet, Daniel borrowed a jacket from a friend and double-checked his wallet 3 times. He chose a modest restaurant, nothing fancy, but clean and welcoming. He arrived early, nervous, rehearsing how to say hello. Claire walked in wearing a calm confidence, not flashy, just composed. The dinner started well. They talked about childhood memories, favorite comfort foods, and the small joys of life. Daniel felt something he hadn't felt in years: ease. Then, halfway through the meal, things shifted. Claire asked about his finances. Daniel answered honestly. He didn't earn much. He lived carefully. Every extra dollar went to Lily. He said it calmly, without shame. Claire nodded, but her smile faded just a little. Moments later, she excused herself to the restroom. Daniel waited. 10 minutes passed, then 15. The server came by and asked if everything was okay. Daniel forced a smile and said yes. He checked his phone. No messages. Finally, the truth arrived in the form of a quiet whisper from another table. "I think she left through the back." Daniel stood slowly and looked toward the exit. She was gone. The bill sat between him and the flickering candle. Claire hadn't just left. She had blocked him. No explanation, no goodbye, just silence. Daniel paid the bill with shaking hands. He sat there longer than he should have, staring at the empty chair, feeling small, foolish, and exposed. It wasn't just rejection. It was the reminder of every time life told him he wasn't enough. Outside, the night air felt heavier. He walked to his car, head down, when his phone buzzed. For a split second, hope flared. It wasn't Claire. It was an email notification from a company he'd applied to months ago for a better job. He opened it. "Thank you for your interest. We have decided to move forward with other candidates." Daniel leaned against his car and laughed softly, the kind of laugh that hides a breaking heart. He whispered, "Of course." What Daniel didn't know was that Claire wasn't just management. Claire was the CEO of a fast-growing real estate firm. She had gone on blind dates secretly, telling herself she was searching for someone who liked her for who she was, not her wealth or status. But somewhere along the way, her test had turned cold. She judged quickly. She walked away when people didn't fit her idea of success. That night, as Claire drove home in her luxury car, Daniel's face kept returning to her mind. His honesty, his love for his daughter, the way he didn't complain. For the first time, her stomach tightened with something unfamiliar: guilt. She pulled over. For years, Claire believed kindness was optional, that strength meant choosing wisely, protecting herself, staying ahead. But that night, She realized she had betrayed her own values. She hadn't tested Daniel. She had failed him. The next morning, Daniel went back to work. He fixed air conditioners, smiled at customers, and picked Lily up from school like nothing happened. When Lily asked why he looked tired, he hugged her and said, "Just a long day, sweetheart." 2 days later, Daniel received a call. A calm voice asked if he could come in for an interview. The company name made him pause. It was Claire's firm. Confused, but needing opportunity, Daniel agreed. When he walked into the office, he almost turned around, and when Claire stepped out of her office, their eyes met. Daniel froze. Claire took a breath and did something no one expected. She apologized. Right there. No excuses, no justifications. She told him she was wrong, that she'd judged him unfairly, that her final act on that blind date had revealed something broken in herself, not in him. Then she did something even bigger. She offered him a job, not out of pity, but because she had looked deeper. She learned about his work ethic, his skills, his reputation, and because she realized kindness means lifting people, not testing them. Daniel didn't answer right away. He thought about Lily, about pride, about healing. He accepted. Months later, Daniel wasn't just working a better job. He was thriving. He volunteered at Lily's school. He smiled more. And though he and Claire never dated again, something beautiful remained between them. Respect. Because kindness isn't about romance or rewards. It's about choosing humanity when you could choose judgment. And sometimes, the act that breaks you becomes the moment that rebuilds you stronger than before. If this story touched your heart, remember this: you never know what someone is carrying. A little kindness can change a life, maybe even your own.